Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, welcome to another exciting, whatever this is.
Neo Raven's Corner.
Something like that. You and I, we were going to do a series, and this series was called False Advertisement. Do you remember that idea?
Vaguely. We never did it, though.
We never did do it. Basically, we were going to find all these items, talk about their advertisements, and how they're brought forth, and how incorrect they were. It never got fleshed out, never could come up with any good concepts.
Until now.
Until now. Will this be a full series? Probably not. This might just be a one-time shoot. But we found these, and these are going to be used throughout our movie that we're coming up with. October 31st, 2022 will be the release date of our movie.
Right,
Exciting,
but
thrills,
here's the thing about those. There's this idea that we kept coming up with. They're saying that they're a 16-mile range. Have you ever heard of a walkie-talkie at $30 that somehow has enough power to transmit a signal for 16 miles?
I barely think they would get 16 feet.
That means that you
if
could
we're lucky.
speak right here, and I should be able to hear you in the casino.
Theoretically.
And that's over a little
Well,
bit.
I don't know about the casino. The casino has a lot of disrupting factors. But 16 miles, Ray? I don't see it.
Do they work off a tower? I mean, how?
Maybe 16 feet? We did test that, and that worked.
Well, a lot of walkie-talkies work. I mean, they should work for a good number of feet, but 16 miles?
So we're going to test today 3, maybe 4 different ranges, and we'll see if they work.
Exactly. We're going to put these things to the test.
Cheaper
On
batteries.
walkie-talkies.
Let's see how on
They are,
is.
yeah.
Alright, so we're here over at Paul's house, his garage, and we're going to try to contact Ray. Breaker 19, this is the Mifwa. Do you hear me?
Over.
You're coming in loud and clear.
Awesome!
Alright, so we're going to go a little further out, and we're going to see how this works.
You do that.
Alright, so we're going to walk a little further out, and we're going to see if this continues to work.
Well, he's making a left and going down the road, and now he's running like an angel.
Okay, so we're at the stop sign of Crescent Street and Lemons Branch Road. It's a good distance away from the house. Let's see if we can contact Ray. Breaker 19, this is the Mifwa. Do you copy?
Oh, yeah. It's loud and clear.
I am at the intersection of Battle Street, Crescent, and Lemons Branch Road near the stop sign.
Where?
Over at the end of Battle Street, where the Crescent Street and Lemons Branch cross.
Are you by those apartments?
The big blue ones, yep.
I thought so.
I could probably go a little further down and see what happens.
I need you to go up to Hazel Creek.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but I think I'll go to the airport.
That's fine. You do that. Strange things happen up there.
I'm gonna head over to the airport and see if we get a signal over there. Now, just over this hill over here is the airport. Let's see if we can contact Ray. Breaker 19, this is the Mifwa near the airport.
Okay, then go in one of those abandoned buildings.
That's a big negative there, Ghost Rider. I'm not over top of the hill.
Well, you've got legs.
Yeah, and they're a little tired and it's hot out.
All right, fine with me.
I'm heading back.
That's right, his legs would be a little tired because he just came home from work. His whole body's probably tired.
Alright, so now the coup de grace. I'm going to make Ray drive to a location. And he's going to contact me from that location. And we'll see just what kind of range these things really do get.
Okay, folks. I am now on my way down to the boat docks. It's probably only about a mile. So I guess that's the only range he wants to check. He doesn't want to go the full 15. Oh well. But here's the walkie-talkie in the car. And we're going to see if this walkie-talkie will work within about a mile as soon as I get to the boat docks. So I'm going to record the trip down to the boat docks from this here car. And I don't know if he wants to keep this part of the footage. Maybe there'll be something crazy that happens and he'll have no choice, or he can do some time-lapse videography, you know, speed it up, whatever. But nonetheless, the boat docks is not that far. It's about a mile. Alright, so we're here at the boat docks. I don't intend to get out of the car. All I need to do is park my ass over here. And then here's what I got to do. So, I got to go on this phone.
You got him.
Okay, I don't know. Well, you said me to call you.
All right, so you're at the location?
I'm at the location.
All right, start recording on your camera.
It's been recording.
Okay, sounds good. I'll start recording on mine.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye. Let's wait for... Uh-oh.
So Ray's recording at his location. I'm sorry I'm sweating. And he's supposed to be at either the boat docks or the rec center. I think the boat docks. We're going to see if we got him. Breaker 19, this is the Mifwa. Do you copy? I hear something. Breaker 19, do you copy?
I heard something. I did hear something. Breaker.
I think they found a cat. Going out more in the open. Breaker 19, this is the Mifwa. Do you copy? Over? Nope, I think that's the limit. Give it one more try here. Breaker, do you copy? Ray? Over. So, negative. We have debunked the distance. But now we'll contact Ray. We'll call him. And we'll have him periodically talk on the walkie-talkie as he's heading back until we can get a hold of him from there.
That seems to be a big negatory, though I heard some ringing.
I heard a bunch of static. And maybe I heard you far in the background or something.
Maybe. All right, so here's the plan. I guess keep your camera rolling, start heading back, and then periodically try to contact me on the walkie-talkie, and we'll get a good distance range of how far these things really get.
Okay, are you still on channel 2?
Yep, still on channel 2.
Okay. So I think I'll do the next one with this here walkie-talkie when we hit the intersection. By the way, these videos are done by professionals, so whatever you do at home, folks, keep both hands on the wheel. Don't do what I'm doing right now. We are professionals. We know what we're doing. So, let me come to a stop. Nobody should be on this road here too much. It's not a busy road at all. Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? The thing is, I'm not getting anything on the other end. Can you hear me?
Roger that, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you too, but there's a lot of static. I'm down at the intersection. Yeah, you're not coming in and out. Not that good. I can say one thing. There is no way in hell that he and I would be able to communicate at the casino about 10 miles away. I don't think we could communicate 5 miles away near Whittier. What kind of bullshit are these walkie-talkies? It says a 16-mile range. That's bullshit. Now that's the kind of bull that Matt wants to ride, I guess. I mean, that's why he gave me that message. I don't know what the hell that's about. Mechanical bull, but then he says, I think I made a mistake and I meant bull. I'm thinking to myself, the only bull I'm gonna ride is the back of pit bull Dylan.
Breaker 19, do you copy over?
I do.
Sounds pretty clear now. What is your location?
Just like coming up upon the lumberyard.
The lumberyard, huh?
That's right, coming at the start of it.
What would your estimated distance be on that?
Huh. Probably, I don't know, a quarter of a mile?
So we're going to go ahead and look up the lumberyard, Powell's Lumber, from this location here. And we'll guesstimate the distance once Ray has arrived.
Did you get that?
Roger that. Once you arrive back up here, we'll calculate the distance.
Copy that.
So, Ray, closing statements. First things first, so you got to Powell Lumber, or started coming up to Powell Lumber whenever you finally got somewhat of a decent signal.
That's correct. There's still a little bit of static, but it got through.
So I did the calculations on here. That's roughly 0.25 miles.
So, quarter of a mile.
What were these things claiming that they could do?
16 miles.
16-mile
But
range.
they only go a quarter of a mile.
That is 15.7 miles inaccurate.
15.75.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't think you can make a collect call.
They won't even go a mile.
They don't even go a mile.
I would like to actually go ahead and correct something here. Apparently, after reviewing the footage and watching exactly Ray's location, these walkie-talkies did, in fact, go about a mile. That's still not to say that these things claim to get a 16-mile range, so it still defeats it by 15 miles. But let's continue.
I mean, what the hell? And that's really flat from here. That's not. You're going downhill, so it should have been. It's not like a mountain.
To be fair, these things were about $25. I re-looked it up just to make sure I corrected myself. They're about $25. So for that kind of range,
They should have been $5.
I don't know about that. You can't get a $5 kid's toy to go to that kind of range.
Yeah.
You're probably lucky to get over to Paul's house and get that kind of range with that. But for $25, that's not incredibly bad. These do have the ability to have a rechargeable battery. You get to recharge it with a micro USB cord, which is good. 22 different channels, which is also pretty good. I don't think the channel would have made any difference.
I don't know. No, I don't think around here. I don't think there's too much activity here.
No, because if there was so much activity on any channel, we'd be hearing static all throughout. Did you hear anything really weird, like static-wise, on your way down? Not really.
I didn't hear voices other than ours.
I hear voices in my head.
Yeah, we all hear that, but
There is a menu on here. I've not played too much around with that. I'm not entirely...
doesn't do much. Here's a call. I don't know what the hell that does.
Off, channel 2. So I'm
I
not sure
pressed the
entirely
call and it rung,
what
but now it don't work. So
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the menu does. The call is supposed to do that.
it didn't do anything on my end.
But I think I'm supposed to hold this down. Did you just hit call?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm supposed to hold this down. That doesn't do anything. I don't know what the call's supposed to do. The other cool thing is it does have a lamp. So if you're traveling in the dark, you get a little flashlight.
Believe me, you're going to get a better light than that as you're traveling in the dark.
I think it has a headphone jack. That's a really, really tiny one if that is what that is.
It Might be. Yeah.
So
Might be. Probably
so
is.
for $25, it could be cheaper. It could be about 15. But I declare false advertising.
Exactly, they don't go 16 miles.
They do not go anywhere
They
near
go basically a quarter of a mile.
16 miles.